Just. I dropped off 2 letters earlier. I don't know if the committee, if you all have all received those. I'm a PA co-president, parent of 3, and speaking with respect to data crunching done for the D3 high school committee. This data combines the DOE demographics, high school directory, test results, city-state ranking for all New York high schools. The SHSAT schools enroll 15,500 students, so I grouped them to compare against the top 19 non-specialized schools, which enroll the same number of kids, around 16,000, but which use mixed admission methods, not just the SHSAT. If you look purely on an academic basis, not discussing demographics, the SHSAT schools significantly outperform those top 19 non-specialized, which are schools such as Beacon, Eleanor Roosevelt, Townsend. The SHSAT schools are 180 points higher on SAT score. Their ACT scores are 4 to 5 points higher. Regent scores 7 or more points higher than the top non-specialized schools for the same group of 16,000 students. The question on the SHSAT, thus, should not be framed as get rid of the SHSAT because other things predict performance better. That's just not correct based on the data. The question is whether the SHSAT misses students who could otherwise have performed at those levels. The status quo is not acceptable because it has led to the SHSAT schools under-enrolling Black and Hispanic children, but neither is the DOE proposal, which would take a child at the 99th percentile who's third in their homeroom of 30 children and leave them in a school with no options to reach the specialized high school, looking at what is available in the rest of the schools. In the rest of the schools, even if you include the SHSAT schools, only 5% of New York high schools even offer at least 4 of 5 AP STEAM classes: AP Bio, Chemistry, Physics, Calculus AB, and Calculus BC. The SHSAT schools de facto are serving as New York City's advanced STEAM schools: Bronx Science, High School of Science, Math, and Engineering, Brooklyn Tech. I'm a Georgia Tech alumnus and an engineer. At an event this month, the Georgia Tech president told alumni that if you haven't had algebra in 8th grade, calculus and physics in high school, you're not getting into Georgia Tech. Furthermore, their typical prep is AP Calculus and AP Physics and 2 years of calculus, not just 1. New York City is woefully underprovided in high-quality STEAM high schools. When people say the solution is to make all schools better, the problem is that 85% of schools are below the US average SAT, and the average size of those schools is only 500 kids. How do you take a 500-kid school, which is about 100 seniors, and try to put AP Physics in it? For one child, that will not happen. You must aggregate those high performers in order to fill classes of AP Physics, AP Chemistry, AP Calculus, and if you don't provide those classes and those options, you are shutting the door to schools like Georgia Tech, and that is patently wrong for New York City to do. New York City needs to expand the number of seats in the SHSAT schools, but also open the door for children to enter with the top middle school approach so that you have a pathway in by test and a pathway in without a test, and allow both pathways as equally important. You can do so by expanding the number of seats. I've laid out a very detailed proposal that adds 5,000 seats or 10,000 seats to take the SHSAT schools from 15,000 to 20,000 seats or 25,000 seats, and it steps in enrollment in a way where at the end of the time of the phase-in of sophomores, freshmen, juniors, et cetera, if it's 25,000 seats, it's 56% SHSAT entry, 44% top middle schoolers. If you get to 20,000 students, it's 69% SHSAT, 31% top middle schoolers, and I can show you exactly where to get those 5,000 seats. You've got a 2,500 seat school coming online in Queens. Queens currently only has York, which is a 500 seat SHSAT school. Dedicate that as a SHSAT school. Take 1 school each in each of the other 4 boroughs of a 600 seat school, because remember I said there are around 500 seats. Find a 600 seat school that's failing. There's a bunch of them. Close it, migrate to a SHSAT school, and right there you've got a plan that's 69-31 and meets both. It's a win-win approach. We've got to stop battling over who gets in the lifeboat and build more boats. Thank you.